prevention and precautions. There are many types of materials or flammable liquids on a construction site that can catch alight, and if proper precautions are not in place, the fire could get out of control and the result can be catastrophic. Fire not only kills workers but can also damage buildings. Its ability to spread quickly makes it a serious potential hazard on any construction site. This DVD will deal with all fire hazards and precautions that need to be taken to maintain a safe working environment. The supervisor must conduct a fire risk assessment in order to determine the type, quantity, size, and location of the firefighting equipment to be used. The local fire department or the company that services your firefighting equipment will be more than willing to assist with this risk assessment. Fire extinguishers are normally placed in close proximity to offices, general stores, flammable liquid stores, and bulk fuel storage tanks. Fire extinguishers must also be accessible when doing flame cutting, gas welding, and any open flame work. All fire extinguishers must be clearly visible and unobstructed, and signs with the correct SANS safety symbol must be placed nearby. It is essential that all firefighting equipment be inspected weekly to ensure that it is not damaged and that it is always in good working condition. These inspections must be recorded in the fire inspection register and kept on site. This is to be done by a competent person whose appointment has been formalized in writing. As the appointed inspector, it is also your duty to make sure that all fire equipment is numbered to ensure optimum manageability. During your inspections, make sure you check that the surroundings are visible, accessible, and that all fire equipment is clearly indicated with appropriate signage. When inspecting the extinguisher, make sure to look at the condition of the extinguisher's hose, that the seal is in place and not damaged. Also check that the pressure gauge is at the correct level and that the extinguisher has been serviced within the previous year. This is very important as there is no place for faulty equipment in an emergency. Flammable stores as well as bulk fuel storage areas must be adequately ventilated and be provided with a bund or means to contain spillage. These areas must be signposted with the correct SANS symbolic signage, namely the no smoking and no open flames signs. Always ensure good housekeeping in these areas and make sure no Class A combustibles are stored in the flammable stores. Where possible, only quantities for daily use should be stored on site. Gas cylinders can be another potential fire hazard found on sites. It is important that all gas cylinders are always stored and transported in an upright position, and they must be secured at all times. If used on site, they must be upright and secured in a suitable cradle or trolley. Make sure that only the same types of gases are stored together, and always store full cylinders separate from empty cylinders. Here is a quick summary for fire prevention and precautions. Make sure a competent supervisor conducts a fire risk assessment in order to determine the type, quantity, size, and location of the firefighting equipment to be used. Make sure there is a sufficient amount of firefighting equipment placed around these areas and that they are easily accessible at all times. Make sure that this equipment is regularly inspected by a competent person and the results recorded into a register. Make sure all firefighting equipment is in good condition and numbered correctly. Make sure there is appropriate signage displaying both hazardous flammable areas as well as the available firefighting equipment within the area. Following these regulations will drastically reduce the risk of a fire-related emergency occurring on your site.